Welcome back, everyone. It's time for another deep dive, and this one is special.
Special.
Definitely special. It's our 10th deep dive.
Wow, 10 already. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
It really does. And to celebrate, we're heading back into the world of Doctor Who for a Whovian universe of theories. You know, if you've been with us from the start.
Which we hope you have.
Yes, we've already uncovered so many Doctor Who mysteries.
But trust me, there are always more.
Always more to uncover, absolutely. And if you're just joining us for the first time, well, be sure to check out our previous deep dives. You'll get the full Doctor Who experience.
It's really amazing, how much debate and speculation Doctor Who sparks.
It is, isn't it?
Even after all these years and all these episodes.
So many questions.
About the Doctor.
About the Time Lords.
About the very nature of time travel.
Oh, speaking of questions, remember that whole timeless child reveal?
Oh, yeah. How could we forget?
Every Whovian I knew had a theory about that one.
It really shook things up. It did. And one of the most persistent theories I've heard is that,
What?
maybe the Master was the timeless child the whole time.
What?
Just manipulating the Doctor from the shadows.
I never thought about that.
It would explain a lot, right? The Master's constant resurrections popping up at the worst possible moments. Their, personality shifts.
The Master is the timeless child.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be...
A twist.
That's an understatement. It would definitely add a whole other layer to their rivalry.
For sure.
But if that's true, was the Doctor being manipulated this whole time?
That is the question, isn't it?
It really makes you rethink their whole relationship.
Everything.
What if the Master's been playing the long game all along, using the Doctor to achieve their own goals?
Now that's a little creepy.
It's terrifying.
But kind of brilliant.
It would be the ultimate betrayal.
Exactly.
Whoa!
And then there's the theory that the timeless child reveal, whoa.
Wait, don't hold out on me.
What if it was all a lie?
A lie?
Just a grand scheme cooked up by the Master to mess with the Doctor's head.
Really?
Just a complete fabrication.
Wow, that's gold.
Even for the Master.
You're right, even for the Master. But it does kind of fit with their, love of psychological warfare.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder about the Doctor's trust in anyone after that.
It would shade the foundations of their reality.
Talk about having the rug pulled out from under you.
Exactly.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about something else that's always changing. Regeneration.
Ah, regeneration.
The Doctor's ability to transform into a new person.
Right. One of the core concepts of Doctor Who. But also...
One of the most inconsistent.
Yeah, you're right. Why are modern regeneration so explosive compared to the classic series? Those were so much more subtle.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. It used to be so quiet, almost like a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
And now it's like a supernova. Did something change?
Well, some fans think that maybe, during the Time War.
The Time War,
That the Time Lords might have weaponized regeneration.
What?
Turned it into a more destructive force.
Whoa, wait. Regeneration is a weapon?
Yeah.
That is both terrifying and kind of awesome.
It definitely raises the stakes. And speaking of regeneration, remember that mysterious figure, the Watcher?
Oh, yeah, the Watcher. He appeared during the Fourth Doctor's regeneration, right?
Right.
Who was that guy? Was he just a random Time Lord, or was there something more to him?
Well, there's a theory that the Watcher might actually be,
Spill it.
the 14th Doctor.
What?
Stuck in that form, unable to regenerate further. Imagine being trapped like that.
Oh, wow. That's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, watching all your future selves live out their lives.
So no more regenerations for the 14th Doctor then, just stuck.
It would explain why he seems to be, living a normal life.
Right, content to just stay put. Okay, that's a twist I did not see coming. It makes you think about the long-term consequences of regeneration. Whoa, okay. Speaking of things that make you think, let's talk about the TARDIS.
The TARDIS?
It's more than just a time machine, right? It's practically a character.
A character.
It's got to be sentient. Come on. Remember that episode, The Doctor's Wife?
The Doctor's Wife, yeah.
The TARDIS actually became human. She had opinions, feelings, even a bit of sash, I'd say.
That was a fascinating episode. We got a glimpse into the TARDIS's perspective.
It really was. And it just makes you wonder, could the TARDIS be the Doctor's conscience?
Their conscience.
Yeah, guiding their choices, even subconsciously. I mean, the Doctor faces some really tough decisions. Having that kind of moral compass would be...
invaluable.
Exactly. It's almost like the TARDIS is, a silent partner, always there to nudge the Doctor toward a more compassionate path.
That's an interesting way to put it. Makes you think about their connection. Is it just a vehicle, or is there something more profound going on?
Right, deeper, more profound. Okay, so we got the Doctor, this ancient alien being traveling through time and space, facing all these cosmic dilemmas.
Yeah.
But they're rarely alone, right? We can't forget the companions.
Ah, the companions.
They're crucial to the Doctor's story.
They are. They offer a human perspective.
Right, grounding the Doctor, reminding them of how their actions impact ordinary people.
Right. And they don't just sit there. They actively shape the narrative. They influence the Doctor's choices.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, some people think that companions could even influence,
What?
the Doctor's regeneration, subtly shaping their personality, maybe even their appearance. For example, like, could Donna's, fiery personality have subconsciously influenced the 10th Doctor's more, energetic and emotional regeneration?
That is a cool idea. It's like they're leaving a piece of themselves behind.
Right.
Oh, and speaking of companions, what about Sarah Jane Smith? The way the Doctor just left her back on Earth after all their adventures together always felt a bit abrupt, don't you think?
It was kind of sudden.
Some fans believe that maybe the Doctor was lying to protect her, for the Time Lords.
From the Time Lords, huh?
Yeah, maybe taking her to Gallifrey would have put her in danger.
Could be.
It would make sense. The Doctor's always trying to shield their companions from harm. Adds another layer of complexity to their relationships, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, we've covered a lot here. What are some other Doctor Who theories that just make you question everything you thought you knew? They're really mind-bending ones.
Oh, there are so many. Well, remember the Impossible Astronaut?
The Impossible Astronaut,
That mysterious diner. What if that diner was actually, wait for it,
What?
Clara's TARDIS?
Clara with a TARDIS.
It would suggest a deeper connection between them, even before they officially met.
Oh, wow. That's wild. But it does kind of fit with their whole, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey thing they've got going on.
It does.
Makes you think about Clara's journey. What if she gave up her own TARDIS to become the Doctor's companion?
That's a question for the ages.
It really is. Okay, I need a moment to process all of this. What else you got? Hit me.
All right, the sonic screwdriver.
The sonic screwdriver.
It's the Doctor's iconic tool, right?
But it's always breaking down at the worst possible times.
Exactly. Some people think it's just overloaded from all the modifications, all the years, all the different things it's had to do, that it explains why it's so inconsistent.
That's a good point. Like trying to cram too many apps onto your phone, eventually it just can't handle it anymore.
Exactly. And then there are the weeping angels.
Oh, those terrifying statues.
The ones that move when you're not looking? What if?
What?
What if they're actually dead Time Lords?
Dead Time Lords.
Frozen in that form.
As a punishment?
As a punishment for some ancient transgression.
Weeping angels as Time Lords. That's both creepy and kind of poetic. It makes you wonder about the Time Lords' history, right?
All the secrets they're hiding.
There's always more to uncover. That's what I love about Doctor Who. It keeps us guessing. Always keeps us guessing.
It does. Always. It does. It keeps you guessing. It does.
Okay, so we've talked about, the Doctor, regeneration, the companions, even the TARDIS. But there's another aspect of Doctor Who that always seems to spark a lot of debate, the Time Lords themselves.
Oh, the Time Lords.
What is it about the Time Lords that makes them so fascinating, so intriguing?
I think it's the fact that they've been portrayed in so many different ways throughout the show.
Right.
In the classic series, they were often these, kind of detached, almost godlike figures.
Yeah, like the ultimate authority, right, with all that power over time and space.
Exactly. But then in the Revive series, we started to see a more flawed side to them.
Oh, for sure, the Time War, right.
Yeah.
That really brought all those contradictions to the forefront. I mean, they were capable of great compassion, but also
Ruthless pragmatism.
Yeah, it's like they were caught between, their ideals and the harsh realities of war.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget about the Master, the Doctor's arch nemesis. I mean, they're a Time Lord too.
Oh, the Master.
But one who seems to revel in chaos.
The Master is fascinating because they represent everything the Doctor rejects. They're a complete rebellion against that Time Lord authority.
It's like the Master is this dark mirror to the Doctor, right? Showing us what could happen if they ever succumb to their darker impulses.
It makes their rivalry even more compelling, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's not just a simple battle of good versus evil. It's a clash of philosophies.
Two very different ways of seeing the universe.
Exactly.
Okay, that's giving me chills. Let's switch gears for a minute. Let's talk about something a bit lighter. Captain Jack Harkness.
Ah, Captain Jack.
I mean, he's a fan favorite, and his return in the recent specials has just been a blast.
He brings such a unique energy to the show, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He's charismatic, fun, a reminder that not all heroes,
Wear capes.
Well, in his case, maybe they do, but with a lot more flair.
Right. And he's immortal, which brings me to a theory I've heard floating around. Could Captain Jack actually be a future incarnation of the Doctor?
A future Doctor.
Think about it. I mean, they share some similarities, right? A love of adventure, a strong moral compass, and a deep connection to humanity.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
And the Doctor regenerates. Captain Jack can't die. Could those two things be connected somehow?
That would add a whole other layer to their dynamic, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the implications if Captain Jack is, destined to become the Doctor at some point in his very, very long life.
Right. It's mind-blowing. It's like those subtle clues that you only pick up on a second viewing. Speaking of clues, there's a theory that's been around for ages that the Doctor's companions actually influence their regeneration, like shaping their personality and even their appearance.
It's a fascinating theory.
It is, right. It suggests that, the Doctor's relationships have a profound impact on who they become.
Absolutely.
Like, think about how different each Doctor is. Could that be due to the companions they've had?
It would make sense. I mean, the Doctor is constantly evolving. They're constantly learning from their experiences. And who better to learn from than their companions?
Right, their closest companions. I love that idea. It gives even more significance to those relationships, doesn't it? Okay, let's dive into some more fan theories that make you rethink the Doctor Who universe. Remember those lost episodes from the classic series?
Oh, the lost episodes.
The ones that were supposedly, wiped or destroyed.
Yeah. It's a tragedy that so much of Doctor Who history is it's missing.
It is, but there's a theory out there that those episodes might actually still exist somewhere.
Exist?
Yeah, like in some forgotten archive or a private collection.
Oh, the hope. A lot of fans cling to that hope that one day those lost episodes could resurface and we could, experience those missing adventures.
Right, it would be like finding buried treasure. Imagine getting to see those early Doctors in action, those stories that we've only heard about.
It would be incredible. A gift for the fans, a chance to fill in those gaps in the Doctor's timeline.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay, this is a fun one. There's a theory that the nation estate, which controls the rights to the Daleks, right?
The Daleks,
has a clause in their contract that requires the Daleks to appear in every season of Doctor Who.
Oh, that's a persistent rumor. It is. And it's fueled by the fact that the Daleks have appeared in, every season of the revived series, even if it's just, a quick cameo.
Right. It makes sense from a business standpoint, right? I mean, the Daleks are iconic. They're guaranteed to draw in viewers.
Absolutely.
But do you think it limits the writers creatively, having to shoehorn the Daleks into every story?
It's a good question. I mean, on one hand, it ensures that those classic villains, they remain a part of the show's legacy.
Right.
But on the other hand, yeah, it could feel forced if it's not done well.
Yeah, like having to include a specific ingredient in every dish you cook, even if it doesn't always complement the other flavors.
It's a delicate balance.
It is. It is. And while both Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat have denied, the existence of this clause, the theory persists.
It does. It's one of those Doctor Who mysteries that we may never get a definitive answer to.
It is. Speaking of mysteries, let's talk about one that's been bugging me ever since the 60th anniversary specials, the 14th Doctor. And his rather unexpected extended stay.
Right. Like he's hit the pause button on his life.
He has. What are the chances that we'll see David Tennant, return as the Doctor full-time?
Oh, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is. I'm not sure I'm ready to say goodbye to the 14th Doctor just yet. I feel like he's got so much more to offer. What are some of the theories out there about what he might be up to?
Well, one theory suggests that he's secretly working for UNIT. Using his knowledge, his experience to, protect Earth from behind the scenes.
That would be a cool twist. It would, allow him to continue fighting the good fight, but without the burden of being the Doctor.
And it would fit with his history of working with UNIT, during his exile in the 70s.
Oh, right. Yeah, it would be a nice callback to those classic episodes. But there's another theory that's a bit more unsettling. The idea that the 14th Doctor might eventually become the Valeyard.
The Valeyard.
A sort of like, evil future version of the Doctor.
Oh, that's a chilling concept. It would explain his current state of limbo.
Right, like he's trapped between who he is now and who he's destined to become. But there's another theory that's even more mind-boggling.
More mind-boggling. Okay, lay it on me.
Okay, you ready for this? Some fans believe that the 14th Doctor might actually be a pre-Hartnell Doctor.
Pre-Hartnell.
A forgotten incarnation from before the first Doctor.
So David Tennant, who we know as the 10th Doctor.
Yes.
Could actually be an earlier version of the Doctor that we haven't seen before.
Exactly. It would completely rewrite the Doctor's timeline. Think about it. The timeless child reveal already changed everything we thought we knew about the Doctor's origins.
It's like the Doctor's past is this giant puzzle, and we're still trying to put the pieces together.
And every new piece seems to change the picture completely. Okay, I need a moment to catch my breath. These theories they're getting wilder by the minute.
That's the beauty of Doctor Who, right?
It is.
It encourages you to think outside the box, to imagine all sorts of possibilities.
It's like those what-if creations that keep you up at night, debating with your friends about the true nature of time and space.
Exactly.
And speaking of time and space, let's talk about one of the most paradoxical aspects of Doctor Who, time travel itself.
Time travel. Always a mind-bending concept.
It is. I mean, the idea that you could change the past or visit the future, it's so appealing, but it raises so many questions.
Oh, absolutely. Like the classic grandfather paradox, right?
The grandfather paradox.
If you could go back in time and kill your own grandfather, would you cease to exist?
Oh, it makes your head spin. But that's part of what makes Doctor Who so fascinating, right? It forces us to confront those big existential questions.
It reminds us that time isn't necessarily linear.
Right.
It can be fluid, dynamic, even wibbly-wobbly.
Wibbly-wobble, timey-wimey. It's the perfect way to describe the complexities of time travel. But it also makes you wonder about the consequences of, messing with time.
Oh, absolutely. Raises all sorts of ethical dilemmas.
It does.
Can you really change the past without creating ripples that affect the present?
It's a question that the Doctor grapples with constantly.
All the time.
And it makes us think about our own place in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it?
It really does.
Okay. I need a moment to process all of that. Time travel is seriously a mind bender.
It is. It's one of the things that makes Doctor Who so unique, so thought-provoking.
Okay, let's dive back into some more fan theories. Remember that whole bi-generation thing? The way the 14th Doctor was brought into existence, pulled out of the 15th Doctor's timeline.
Bi-generation, like a weird time clone situation.
It really muddies the waters when it comes to regeneration, right? Is each bi-generated Doctor, a distinct individual or just a copy?
It's a fascinating question. It makes you think about identity.
It really does.
And whether our experiences truly define who we are.
It's a philosophical debate wrapped in a science fiction package.
Exactly.
And it shows how Doctor Who can weave these really complex ideas into its storytelling.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that makes the show so rewarding to watch, even after all these years. It's always challenging us to think about things in new ways. Speaking of challenges, let's talk about one of the biggest mysteries in Doctor Who history.
Okay, what's that?
The Doctor's name.
The Doctor's name, the ultimate forbidden knowledge.
It is. We know it's something powerful, something that could, unravel the fabric of reality if it's spoken aloud. But what is it?
People have been speculating about it for decades, coming up with all sorts of theories.
Right.
Some people believe it's an ancient Gallifreyan word. Others that it's a concept, not a word at all.
Concept? Like what? Hope. Compassion.
It's an intriguing idea.
It is.
Because it would fit with the Doctor's role as this force for good in the universe.
Okay, that's mind-blowing. It's like the Doctor's name is the embodiment of everything they stand for.
It's a good point, and it reminds us that there are still mysteries out there in the universe.
Right.
That we may never fully understand.
I kind of like that. It keeps the sense of wonder alive, doesn't it? Okay, I'm ready for another round of fan theories. What else have you got?
Okay. Donna Noble.
Donna Noble.
One of the most beloved companions.
Oh, absolutely, Donna. Yeah.
Remember how he was able to withstand the Doctor's regeneration energy? In Journey's End.
Yes. Most humans would have been, incinerated.
Exactly. It was like she had some kind of, hidden strength.
She did.
And she was able to use the TARDIS console with ease, something that not just anyone can do.
Right.
So some fans believe that Donna might actually be...
Be what?
A time lady.
Wait, Donna, a time lady. That's a wild theory, but it would explain a lot.
Right. It would make her story even more extraordinary. Imagine Donna returning to the Doctor Who universe with her own set of Time Lord abilities.
Donna with Time Lord powers. That would be amazing.
It would. It would open up so many possibilities for storytelling, and it would be a fitting tribute to a character who's become so iconic.
Okay, I'm officially on board with that theory. Bring back Donna.
Bring back Donna. And while we're at it, let's bring back another fan favorite, River Song.
River Song. The Doctor's wife. But not always in the right order. The relationship. It's a tangled web of time travel paradoxes and hidden secrets.
And one of the most intriguing theories about River Song is that she might actually be the Rani.
The Rani. But wasn't she this mad scientist obsessed with genetic experiments?
That's her. And while it might seem like a stretch, there are some interesting parallels between the two characters.
Okay.
I mean, they're both brilliant scientists. They're both capable of great ruthlessness, and they both have a complicated history with the Doctor.
It would be a wild twist, and it would definitely add a whole new layer of complexity to their already complicated relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
It would also create a fascinating link between the classic and revived series, tying together different eras of Doctor Who history.
It would.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list of things to research. There are so many layers to this show.
That's part of what makes it so endlessly fascinating. There's always something new to discover. a new theory to explore, a new mystery to unravel.
It's like a never-ending journey through time and space. Speaking of journeys, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Are there any other theories that we should be discussing? Ones that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, let's talk about one that gets right to the heart of who the Doctor is. The theory that the Doctor isn't actually a Time Lord at all.
Wait, what? The Doctor, not a Time Lord, but they regenerate, they have a TARDIS, they're from Gallifrey?
That's what we've always been led to believe.
Right.
But what if the timeless child reveal was even more significant than we realized?
Okay.
What if the Doctor isn't a Time Lord in the traditional sense?
Okay.
But something else entirely?
Something like what? Another species? A cosmic being?
Those are just some of the ideas that fans have been tossing around.
Right.
Maybe the Doctor is a unique entity, something that exists outside the normal rules of time and space.
Okay, now my head is spinning. But it is exciting to think that there might be even more to the Doctor's story than we ever imagined.
It opens up a whole new realm of possibilities.
It does.
What if the Doctor's true origins are even more mysterious and ancient than we thought? What if their purpose in the universe is something far grander than we ever could have guessed?
It's like the Doctor's a walking enigma, a puzzle that we may never fully solve.
And that's part of their allure, isn't it?
It is.
They represent the unknown, the infinite possibilities that lie beyond our comprehension.
I'm starting to get a whole new perspective on the Doctor. You know, they're not just a Time Lord. They're a symbol of hope, of curiosity, of the boundless potential that exists within us all.
Beautifully said. And that's why Doctor Who continues to resonate with audiences after all these years.
It does.
It's a show that challenges us to think, to dream, to believe in the impossible.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Okay, we've explored a lot of fascinating theories about the Doctor, the Time Lords, the companions, even the nature of time travel itself. But there's one final mystery that I think we need to address.
Okay. What's that?
The hybrid.
Ah, the hybrid.
It's a prophecy that's been looming over Doctor Who for years, a prophecy that speaks of a being of two worlds, destined to either save or destroy the universe.
It's a plot thread that's been woven throughout the show's history, right? Popping up in different eras, leaving us with more questions than answers.
It has, and there have been so many theories about who the hybrid could be. Is it the Doctor, the Master, a combination of the two, or something else entirely?
The mystery of the hybrid is part of what makes Doctor Who so captivating. It keeps us guessing, theorizing, debating with our fellow fans.
It's like a giant puzzle that we're all trying to solve together.
And the beauty of it is that there might not be a right answer. You know, the hybrid could be a symbol, a metaphor for the duality that exists within us all.
Oh, I like that interpretation. It makes the prophecy even more meaningful.
It does, and it reminds us that we all have the potential for both good and evil, for creation and destruction. It's up to us to choose which path we take.
Okay, that's giving me goosebumps. The hybrid is a seriously powerful concept.
It is. It's one that we'll likely be debating for years to come.
I can't wait to see how this mystery unfolds in future episodes.
I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface.
Speaking of scratching the surface, we've explored a ton of fan theories in this deep dive, but I'm sure there are countless others out there.
Oh, absolutely. The Doctor Who fandom is incredibly creative, always coming up with new ideas and interpretations.
It's one of the things that makes this show so special. It's a shared experience. You know, a universe that we get to explore and imagine together.
And it's a universe that's constantly evolving, always offering new mysteries to ponder, new adventures to embark on.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for Doctor Who.
Me neither. It's sure to be a wild ride.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still one more piece of the Doctor Who puzzle that we need to discuss.
Oh, okay. What's that?
The Morbius Doctors.
The Morbius Doctors, those are a bit of a deep cut.
They are, but they're also incredibly fascinating.
Okay.
For those who don't know, the Morbius Doctors are a group of forgotten incarnations of the Doctor, supposedly erased from history after a traumatic event known as the Night of the Morbius Doctors.
Ah, yes, a dark chapter in the Doctor's history.
Exactly, and there are so many theories about who these Doctors were, what they did, and why they were erased from time.
Some people think that they were darker, more ruthless versions of the Doctor,
right,
while others speculate that they were involved in some sort of cosmic conflict. You know, that threatened the very fabric of reality.
It's like a forbidden chapter in the Doctor's life, right? A hidden history that's been shrouded in secrecy.
It makes you wonder what other secrets the Doctor might be hiding, what other skeletons are lurking in their closet.
It's chilling thought, but it's also one that adds a layer of depth and complexity to the Doctor's character.
It reminds us that even the most heroic figures, they have their flaws, their past mistakes that they'd rather forget.
Okay, now I'm really curious about these Morbius Doctors. I need to do some research and delve into this mystery further.
Well, I'd recommend starting with the classic serial, The Brain of Morbius, which is where these forgotten incarnations were first hinted at.
Great idea. I'm adding that to my watch list. This deep dive has really opened my eyes to all the hidden corners of the Doctor Who universe.
It's a universe that's full of surprises, isn't it?
It is. And I'm sure there are countless other theories and mysteries out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's part of what makes Doctor Who so endlessly fascinating.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but there's one more question that I've been dying to ask you.
Okay, I'm all ears. What is it?
What do you think is the biggest unanswered question in Doctor Who? The one that keeps you up at night, pondering the possibilities?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There are so many to choose from. But I think the question that intrigues me the most is this. What is the Doctor's ultimate destiny?
The Doctor's destiny.
Yes. I mean, we know they're a Time Lord. We know they travel through time and space, helping those in need. But what is their ultimate purpose? What is the end game for a being who can regenerate, who can seemingly cheat death itself?
That's a deep question. It makes you think about the meaning of life, not just for the Doctor, but for all of us.
Exactly. And Doctor Who doesn't give us easy answers.
It doesn't.
It encourages us to question, to explore, to come up with our own interpretations.
I love that about the show. It's not just entertainment. It's a conversation starter. It's a way of looking at the world in a different light, of asking those big existential questions that we might not normally consider.
And it's a reminder that there's always more to learn, more to discover, more to understand.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. The Doctor's destiny, like our own, is a mystery yet to be revealed. And that's what makes life and Doctor Who so exciting.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
Wow, we've really journeyed through a ton of Doctor Who theories, haven't we? From the Timeless Child to the Hybrid to those mysterious Morbius Doctors. It's incredible how much there is to unpack in this universe.
It really is a testament to the show's enduring appeal. It just sparks such passionate debate and speculation. Always leaves you wanting more.
It really does. But before we, wrap up this epic deep dive, I think it's time to tackle, one of the most fundamental questions of all. The one that lies at the heart of everything we've discussed.
You're talking about the nature of time travel itself, aren't you?
Exactly. I mean, it's the foundation of Doctor Who, right? The engine that drives all those incredible adventures. But it's also a concept that's full of paradoxes and contradictions.
It really is. It's one of those things that can really make your head spin. I mean, the idea of changing the past or visiting the future, it's both fascinating and terrifying at the same time.
Right. It raises all sorts of ethical dilemmas, right? Like if you could go back in time and prevent a tragedy, would you do it, even if it meant altering the course of history?
It's a question that the Doctor grapples with constantly, isn't it? They have the power to change time, but they also know that even the smallest alteration can have unforeseen consequences.
It's a heavy burden to carry, the weight of knowing that your actions could, ripple through time and space.
And it's one of the things that makes Doctor Who so thought-provoking, I think. It forces us to confront the complexities of time and the choices that we make within it.
Okay, let's lighten things up for a moment, though. We've talked about a lot of serious theories. But there's also a playful side to Doctor Who, right?
You're talking about the Easter eggs and hidden references, right?
Exactly. I mean, the show is full of them, little nods to past episodes, inside jokes for the fans, and even hints at future storyline.
It's like a treasure hunt for the viewers, encouraging them to pay attention to every detail.
And it rewards those who do, with a sense of discovery and a deeper connection to the show's mythology.
I think some of my favorite Easter eggs are the ones that foreshadow future events, like the crack in Amy Pond's wall or the recurring image of the Pandorica.
Right. It's like the writers are, leaving breadcrumbs for us to follow, inviting us to speculate about what's to come.
And those breadcrumbs often lead to some mind-blowing reveals.
They do. Okay, let's dive back into some more serious territory. We've talked about the Time Lords, but what about their relationship with other alien races?
Oh, well, the Doctor Who universe is teeming with alien life, isn't it? I mean, you've got the Daleks and the Cybermen to, the Sontarans and the Silurians.
It's one of the things that makes the show so visually stunning and imaginative. I mean, each alien species has its own, unique design and backstory.
And those backstories often intersect with the Time Lords in really complex ways. Sometimes as allies, sometimes as enemies.
The Time Lords have a long and complicated history with other alien races, and that history is full of conflict and intrigue.
It really makes you wonder about the Time Lord's role in the universe, doesn't it? Are they protectors? Are they meddlers? Or perhaps a bit of both?
Right. It's a question that's open to interpretation. And it's one that adds another layer to the show's mythology.
It does. And speaking of mythology, let's talk about one of the most enduring legends in Doctor Who, the prophecy of the Bad Wolf.
The Bad Wolf. It's a phrase that sends shivers down my spine. It's so mysterious. So powerful.
The Bad Wolf first appeared in the Revived series, right? As a recurring motif throughout the Ninth Doctor season.
Yeah, it was like a puzzle piece, scattered throughout different episodes, just waiting to be assembled.
And when it finally came together, it revealed this cosmic entity of immense power connected to Rose Tyler.
It was a mind-blowing twist. And it left such a lasting impact on the show's mythology.
It did. The Bad Wolf is a reminder that even in the vastness of space and time, there are forces beyond our comprehension.
Right, and that those forces can sometimes intervene in our lives in ways that we can't even imagine.
It adds a touch of magic to Doctor Who, a sense of wonder and awe.
Okay, we've explored a lot of fascinating territory, haven't we? From the nature of time travel, to the complexities of alien races, to the mysteries of the Bad Wolf.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. But as we approach the end of this deep dive, I'm left with one final thought.
What's that?
Doctor Who is more than just a TV show. It's a phenomena, a cultural touchstone, a way of looking at the world.
I couldn't agree more. It's a show that inspires us to dream, to question, and to believe in the impossible.
It teaches us that even in the face of adversity, there's always hope, always a reason to keep fighting.
And that kindness and compassion can triumph over even the darkest of forces.
Doctor Who reminds us that we're all connected across time and space.
And that the choices we make today can have a ripple effect on the future.
So let's go out there and make those choices count. Let's be kind, let's be brave, and let's never stop exploring.
Because the universe is full of wonders, just waiting to be discovered.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll even get to travel in the TARDIS ourselves.
Now that would be the adventure of a lifetime.
Well, that's it for our 10th episode special of The Deep Dive, a Whovian universe of theories.
We hope you enjoyed exploring these mind-bending concepts and fascinating theories with us.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives into fascinating subjects.
And be sure to check out our previous episodes for a complete Doctor Who experience.
Until next time, keep on exploring.